The cutting horse was born on the open range, where ranchers would gather vast herds for branding, doctoring, and drive them up the famous trails to feed a hungry nation over 100 years ago. Some horses were better suited for separating a cow from the herd, becoming the royalty of the remuda. Ranchers would brag and bet on who had the best cutting hoss, and competitions arose. These select few were crossbred to create what we have today.
In a big round pen, the spirits are high, and every once in a while, good hoss come by. There's some loose rein, saddle on tight, sitting in the middle, make money tonight. Run like hell and turn on the dime, get yourself a hoss like mine.
Howdy folks, Kenny Emi here for the Weekend Cutter. Come join us as we take you on a trip from the practice pen to the show arena and let you listen in as top cutting horse trainers prepare their students to compete in the Western industry's most exciting equine sport. So sit back, relax, and you'll learn what it takes to become a top weekend cutter. Iconoclast Sports Boots. Visit westernlegacysales.com.
Then the money starts coming from everywhere around the braid to your...
Alpha Equine is home to some of the finest performance horse sires of our time, and Dr. Baker is a 45-year veteran of the equine breeding business. When you're ready to breed for excitement, visit alphaequine.com.
This is Mark and Marcia Chestnut. We insured our first horse with Roger Peters Livestock Insurers over 30 years ago.
And that's where the friendship began.
We'll always call Roger Peters to insure our horses.
For peace of mind, you should too.
You ever think you'll see this again, Buster Welch showing at Will Rogers?
Hey folks, thanks for joining us this week. This week's episode, we're going to be bringing you some of the ins and outs of the turnback position, or herd helping position. It can make or break a cutter in the show pen. It's as important as the horse working well or having good cattle. So we hope you enjoy it. Pay attention to some of the top guys in our industry as they explain what's happening as they're helping folks in the show pen. Stay tuned.
So I'm in the turn back position. There's a couple of things here. There's 4 guys in here. 2 of them are turn back guys, which are out here, and the other 2 are herd holders. So I'm in the turn back position. So I'm going to help keep this cow in the vicinity of the cutter. I'm going to try to help him keep this cow in control. When he has this cow separated, I'm not pushing yet because I'm waiting for him to help clear that other cow. Now that he's separated, I'm going to try to help keep this cow in front of him. Help him get centered up. Try not to let it come my way too much, but now it's going to let this guy off this cow. When I said that, I mean I'm going to let him quit that cow because that cow is running out of energy. Now then, when he's going back in to cut another cow, I step back so he can, that allows those cows to come up so he can make a cut way up here away from the herd. Good. Now I'm going to try to help keep this cow in the center for him. Not going to let it go. Nope. Come on over here. Bring it back to the middle for him. Good. This cow doesn't turn real good with the horse. That's why that cow is going all over the place. It doesn't really have honor to a horse. Now I backed up again, see, because I want him to bring some cows and get way up here and cut. I'm being patient, I'm waiting, I'm helping him bring him to the middle. I'm here if I need to clear a cow or help him keep this cow in the middle. I'm going to try to bring it back to the middle for him.
Thank you, Alan.
Hello, I'm Billy Kidd and I train cutting horses in Kenansville, Florida. And I've had a number of weekend cutters ask me how I know when to let somebody off a cow, when I'm turning back, and when to put the pressure on them. There's a lot of things that help me with that decision. A lot of times it's the particular class I'm in, where we are on the clock, and that kind of thing, and the kind of cow that the cutter has cut. For instance, at the end of a run on somebody's third cow, and they've only got a few seconds left, and if the cow's really trying them hard, and I kind of keep the pressure on them for the end of their run, thinking, well, they can hold this cow for a few more seconds and it'll be okay. Another thing, if it's maybe somebody new to the sport, we try not to put too much pressure on them. Same thing if there's a green horse, we don't want to put too much pressure on a green horse. So we as turnback guys, and our turnback horses, of course, are a big help. We try to take everything into account. You can tell when someone's really got a good horse and they've cut their cow well and they're controlling it well. We're going to keep the pressure on them. If someone gets a little out of shape, maybe they have a miss, we'll maybe step back a little bit, let them kind of catch up that cow, and then we'll bring it back to them. We also can tell when the cow's had enough. Either it's kind of played out, so we can kind of let the pressure off and let that cow release. And if a cow's really pressing on somebody, of course, sometimes we got to run down there and get the cow off them, which is really kind of fun. We kind of look forward to that sort of thing. You got to have a good horse. This is my using horse, Roger, right here, and he's a good one, and they help us a lot. But those are just a few things that I think of when I'm trying to help somebody's run. I'm Billy Kidd, and thanks for watching The Weekend Cutter.
This is Dr. Baker with The Weekend Cutter. Today I'd like to talk about transporting horses across state lines and throughout the United States. The first thing we need to consider is a proper health certificate. Your veterinarian can call his state veterinary licensing board and the state veterinary board and get the up-to-date requirements for each state. Every state seems to differ. Some states need a Coggins test. Some states, such as Florida, needs to have a pyroplasmosis test. Some states even require brand inspection. Some states require a permit to go into the state before you enter the state, even though you've got an updated health certificate. So always visit with your veterinarian and have him or her look up the requirements for each specific state. As far as going through a state to another state, that's not as important. It's the state where you end up going is what you need to have the requirements for. Again, this is Dr. Baker for The Weekend Cutter.
This is Lewis Ray from Russellville, Arkansas, and The Weekend Cutter will be right back after these messages.
When you feed a Purina product, you're definitely going to see a difference. The work that we do here at the farm really contributes to horses overall.
No one else invests the time and energy and effort like this research farm and the horses we have here.
They're just, a spectacular animal.
Stay tuned. We're busy here and we got a lot more work to do.
See the Purina difference. Take the 60-day challenge and save on Purina Feed. Sign up at purinadifference.com.
Smart and slick. According to Equistat, 205 shows, 203 checks. Come get you a Smart and Slick.
Oh baby, come on. Oh baby, come on. Oh baby, come on. It's so neat to meet you, baby, where the action is. Oh baby, come on.
This is Dr. Baker with the Weekend Cutter. Welcome back.
As a turnback man, I'm going to sit back just a little bit and kind of think about sitting out to the side, watching real careful how these cattle come across the pen, and if I can catch them, I'm going to catch them and stop them and turn them toward the cutter rather than let those cattle loop away. A lot of times if you can turn them toward the cutter smoothly, that horse hooks to the cow a lot better, which obviously will give them a better score, a better turnaround. If the cow's running hard across the pen, I'll just sort of stay parallel and kind of let that cow go and then try to catch it, not try to send them a package. This young man's cutting this cow. He's awful close to that herd. He needs to drive out. There's nothing I can do, even though I need to kind of clear these cows out of the way. He's got to get a hold of this cow a little bit better. He's got a lot of traffic out here, this other cow, but his problem was he didn't get stepped up quite enough into this cow. Okay, now I'm going to head this cow a little bit, but I'm going to be real cautious here. This cow drove him into the corner. It's a rerun cow, and he's flushed a herd. And his trainer asked him to go ahead and quit and kind of start over and regroup and kind of get it going again where he's got a better shot at successfully leaving the arena with something positive. That's the most important part here, is to get something real positive out of this cut, even though he's kind of had a rough cut and flushed a cow and stuff like that. Now really for me it's all about preparing for the next run for my non-pros and the cutters. As a turnback man now, I'm not going to move a whole lot because I want him to be able to do what he needs to do if he decides to school his horse a little and bump the bit a little bit and stuff to make him get squared up or whatever. Well, Bill here's got his hand down. His horse is working pretty good in front of that cow, being real cowy. He needs to ride back up into that cow just a little bit now. Smooth up into that cow and just kind of turn that cow to him. Let that cow face him. And I'll back away again. Let that cow come back across. He quit that cow. Went back into the herd. Now, we just, as turnback man, very important, we make the cow get out of the way so he can cut another cow. We sort of clear the traffic in between cuts. Right here, he kind of aimed at the yellow cow and sort of didn't get under it enough, but he's got a hold of this red cow now. He needs to hold on to his horse till he clears the traffic, and this is a pretty bad cow. Pretty tough bovine there to cut.
Thank you, Bill.
But I think he got something positive because he got a good cut there at the end, and I think it made I think he'll be ready for the next time he shows.
The person next up at 24 from the draw is behind Shorty's Glory and Phyllis Sorbet, followed by Instant Annie, Diamonds and Kittens, and RG Ariana.
Now these turnback men in the arena here, late in the herd like this, they've watched the bad cows for sure, and they'll probably keep this young lady away from the tough cows if they can. Try to put her on a cow, a slow walking cow, a cow that has a little bit of feel to it, and a cow that goes away from her. One of the things as professionals that we tell our non-pros is try to cut a cow that goes away from you rather than a cow that's right up under your neck. Good luck, Phyllis. She's riding to the herd really nice, slow here, studying. Her trainer's in the corner talking to her, and he's going to kind of help her pick cows and go slow and sort things out. It's kind of like almost a sifting process, you know. Sometimes he'll drive up some cows, and when you're late in these rerun cows like this, you know, you sometimes count the cows down, like she's gonna have a whole bunch out of here, and you'll get down to the last 4 or 5, and you'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, till you get a cow cut standing still in the center of the pen. Because if you can start in the center of the pen, at least you got a shot at it. Now she's stopping the flow here. She's got a black cow sitting out here. It's up to me to help clear this traffic a little bit. Now she kind of got switched off to this other cow, and she's got this cow out here and got her hand up. So I'm trying to get that other cow out of the way. Her cow followed her cow down there, but she did a good job of getting up in between them. So now I'm going to turn this cow toward her. But that cow went where the last cow went. So when she lost that cow on that right side right there, her second cow followed that cow. So, and she should have been a little stronger getting over there, kind of knowing that that cow knew that that right corner was the way the cow was going to go. But she put her hand down a little too quick. So now as a turn back man, I'm going to get up here and I'm going to catch this cow as it comes across the arena and get that cow to turn toward her. I try not to do a lot of hollering and slapping at the cattle, because I think it makes a big difference in trying to not scare the cow or scare her horse. That cow there was just a bad cow and just smoked her. So, you know, when she'd already had a problem, and she tried to get something positive out of her. Horse tried real hard.
Hi, I'm Pat Wells from Pomona Park, Florida. I'm a non-pro, and we're going to cut now for a commercial. Thank you.
The Weekend Cutter Monthly Magazine for all the news, stories, and updates from top trainers, riders, competitors, and fans of our sport. Go to theweekendcutter.com, scroll down, and click on Subscribe to our magazine.
Wrangler Premium Performance Cowboy Cut Jeans. Comfort that works as hard as you do. 20% longer lasting denim. More comfortable waist. Premium Performance Cowboy Cut Jeans. Wrangler. Long live Cowboys.
Hi, my name is Catherine Hall. I'm the NYCHA president from DeKalb, Texas, and welcome back to the Weekend Cutter.
We got another cutter who's going to come in here, and you know, you get to this stage, it's still winnable. You know, there's a couple of nice marks already in this set of cows, and it's getting down to where the cows are a little bit tougher. But if you can hold these cows, you'll mark a big mark. So, you know, it's kind of like no guts, no glory is how you should be thinking when you ride in here. If you, good luck. You're very welcome. Now she talked about walking through the center of these cows, which is kind of a neat way to cut sometimes in tougher cattle, where you split and you got cattle coming around both sides of you. You know, but she's elected to go in from the side again. What happens is you go in there and you get this big bunch up here, and then they all take off and you end up cutting. If you can kind of really cut a cow rather than just be shaping cattle all the time. Shaping means that you're just kind of waiting for the last cow. But you kind of should have a cow in mind. You can always shape afterwards, but have a cow in mind. So now she's focusing on the red cow here. She's got a hold of this cow, and this cow kind of got away from us just a minute ago. So as a turnback man, I'm going to be real easy turning this cow. The cow was looking for a hole. She shouldn't stay too long on this cow. Now I'm going to get away. I'm going to get out of here like this, and that cow followed me out. When I got out, that cow followed me out and gave her a chance to get off that cow. You always want to, as a turnback man also, never turn your back completely on the cow. You noticed I kept my eye on it to find out if she needed my help anywhere in the corner there. Right here, these cows are flowing this way. I'm gonna step over this way and help her shape this cow toward the center. Now I'm gonna come back out here. Now I'm gonna sit real still because she's got a shot at being decent on this cow here. And it's okay to let a cow stand still, you know, like right here, that's okay. Let that horse find that cow. Now I'm just gonna back off here and I'm watching this cow's head. Now she quit that cow in good shape. I just made sure that cow got put up. I don't like to always sit over next to the fence either as a turnback man. I like to sit out here where I got a chance to turn that cow's head toward her. If you're out here, you know, you can turn the cow the opposite direction and turn the cow away from her, make the horse loop, make the cow loop. Loop means turn away rather than turning the head of the cow toward the rider. This young lady's got a lot of traffic on her right. And she's looking right here at this Charolais cow. But now she's got to get to that head. What she never did, she never really stopped the flow on that cut. I had nothing to do with that. I just sat still out here. But as a cutter, she's got to stop that flow. Even if she had to stop 2 or 3 cows, it's better than letting those cattle roll around her. And she's got a hold of this cow. She should be in the practice mode now that she's lost a cow. That's all the time, but she quit with something positive, like a good cut right there at the end.
We have a score of 63 for Instant Annie, and then Arnott next up with 26 scores for Diamonds and Kittens and Rick Gale.
If you look at the herd, you know, all these cattle are kind of have their rear ends. They look like they're feeding on the back fence. So you can tell that they're definitely reruns, and it's going to be tough for this last cutter. But the herd holders are looking at the cattle. They're going to make sure they stay behind the cattle. Let Rick, the cutter, go behind the cattle and make a decent cut, hopefully. And Rick should be looking for a cow that wants to go away from him and not a cow just under his neck, and never chase in this situation. You know, if you can stop the flow without chasing, okay? And now he's driving up. I'm stepping on down here. I'm going to make sure these cattle don't go to the fence, which would be a horrible thing. He wouldn't have a shot at all at it. And now I've got him turned around. Now I'm going to get out of the way so I don't squeeze the cattle between me and him going out. And he got a decent cut here. Okay, now just get this cow turned toward him. Now watch this. I'm going to get this cow right there. See how I turned it toward him? Got it turned toward him again. Now cow loop. Now I'm going to make it turn toward him again. Now toward him. Now this cow's about had it here, so I'm going to back away a little bit. I'm going to let him kind of get off this cow right there. So I think I did a pretty good job right there getting that cow to you know, work his horse properly. But I didn't ever do a lot of, you know, like you see guys hollering and slapping and a lot of that kind of stuff. And there's times sometimes for that on some dumb steers that need it. These got a lot of feel to them that are wanting to go back to the herd a little too much. So the last thing I want to do is try to run a cow over him. I just want to help him shape these cows in the center of the arena. Now he's coming over here, he's stopping the flow, and I'm going to step over here and help him stop the flow a little bit. Now he's got this black cow in the way here. I'm going to try to get this black cow out of the way. Hold on. Right there. Now I'll get out of the way. Now back off. Okay. Now I'm going to turn this cow toward him. The cow's pretty wily looking here. I got it turned toward him again. So he's got a shot at getting something done. Now he should be about off of this cow. That cow wasn't very good. It had its head up and looked like it was looking for a hole the whole time, but turnback men both, we were pretty quiet. We kept that cow thinking in the center of the pen. He's getting his horse shown pretty good. Now he gets up and gets a hold of this cow. He's only got 12 seconds left. This cow looks like it's pretty pushy. So I'm not going to do a whole lot. He needs to keep his horse up with his feet. Very good job.
Thank you, Rick.
Very good job. He marked an average score. And it was just because of the cows. He sure did his job.
Have a score of 70 for Diamonds and Kittens and Rick Gale.
Hey folks, hope you enjoyed this week's episode explaining the turnback position. I want to be sure and thank Billy Kidd, Mike Wood, and Al Dunning for being instrumental in giving you all the explanation it took.
to build this week's episode. Be sure and come cut up with us a little bit next week on the Weekend Cutter.
Watch him go, you feel the tingle of the fire and the blood. Run like hell and turn on down in the sand, all the mud. Catch your mares with corn in a can, take 'em on down to the big man. Put 'em in a feather light middle of the night, haul 'em, roll 'em on down the road. Take 'em on down, take 'em on down, take 'em on down like a lane. Take 'em on down, take 'em on down, take 'em on down like a lane. Then the money starts coming from everywhere around the braid to your baby Lena. You just might be the richest man around your town as everything.
Visit theweekendcutter.com's merchandise page for all your shirts, caps, t-shirts, decals, anything you need to look like you watch The Weekend Cutter. Be sure and go to The Weekend Cutter's Facebook page and like us.